Hello everyone, you're watching Mike Thrives, and welcome to my first stealth camping adventure. I was inspired to do this after watching a ton of Camping with Steve. Now, I know I'm no Steve Wallis, and I'll never live up to his name. I greatly respect him, and this is something I just had to try for myself because it looked fun. So I'm on a walking trail to the spot right now. It's about 8:15, and it is the end of April. It's going to drop down to about 7 degrees tonight, which is what my sleeping bag is rated for, so we should be golden. I could have probably waited for a warmer night, but actually I couldn't have because I've been wanting to do this for a while. Plus the days are only getting longer, and I don't want to be starting this at like 9 or 10 at night. I hear some kids at the skate park, so I'm just going to hang out on this bench for a little bit. The darker it is when I get into the spot, the better, so I don't mind waiting around a little bit. I feel like wearing full camouflage in a city is just the opposite of stealth. It probably makes you stand out, so I'm only wearing camo pants and hat right now, but when I get to the spot I can break out the hoodie and my neck gaiter to remain hidden in the shadows. Alright, there's no one coming from behind me. We're almost there. So I think we're good to go. I think there's someone coming in the distance there. So we're gonna head to the spot before they come around. There's someone on the trail. Walking their dog. Okay, attempt number 2 at setting up the camo cover. Oh my god, that was a lot trickier than I thought it would be. Unfortunately, the camo is kind of acting like a friggin' sail in the wind. So I won't be surprised if I have to set it up again. Yeah, so it's like fully expanded. And there is a trail to the right there, but I have some branch coverage. And I mean, I haven't seen anybody since the dog walker, so I think we're in the clear. Time to get on the full camo gear and enter stealth mode. I brought fairly minimal gear with me today. I have a roll-up picnic blanket that I'm going to put my sleeping bag on. Got my sleeping bag here, which fit in my backpack. I got this awesome red lantern. I have a flipper because I am going to be cooking later. Got a little bottle of water. And then I brought a grocery bag, which has my cooking gear in it, and my food, a cold brew, paper plate, fork, and isobutane for my little backpacking stove, and a nice little camping skillet, which is light and compact. I'll show you that later. Since my camo is acting like a sail, I found a nice thick stick to poke through the holes and weigh it down. Uh-oh. Well, that takes some of the attention away from me, so it's a good time to set up. Okay, so unfortunately I had to run home to drop a deuce, but I am on my way back, and I'm certainly going to be ready for a step 2. What a beautiful night. Love seeing the lights on the creek. Okay, we are back in business, and thankfully my camo is not blown away in the night. So it's time to hunker down finally. I just heard a huge splash by the creek. That definitely had to be a beaver or something. Anywho, today I made a point of getting a local brew, at least somewhat local. This is from Regina. It says Pile of Bones, Scarth Street Blonde. Nice tall can, that'll do me good. I am a very thirsty boy, so time to quench that. Not the stealthiest, but that's okay. Oh yes. Still kind of cold and freaking deliciously refreshing. So as soon as I found out about these stealth camping videos, I was hooked. I've always loved being stealthy and sneaky, whether it was sneaking around my town at night, trying not to get seen by vehicles, or just sneaking around the kitchen for some late night munchies. It's just fun, and it's exhilarating. Alright, I got my red light out, and I'm gonna go do the infamous stealth test to see how it looks from the walking path. Well, it's pretty freaking obvious, so I'm gonna keep that red light behind my black grocery bag. Oh yeah, look at that. Not fooling anyone. So I thought of a fun and unique little segment I could add to these stealth videos, because I will be doing more. And that is a little stealth story time. So, when I was a little rascal of a teenager, I was up on a rooftop, because, you know, that's what you do when you're a teenager. I was up on a rooftop with my buddy, and I believe we were smoking a blunt. And some cops pulled up pretty close to us, and parked. They were, I think they were trying to see who was coming out of the bar. Yeah, so we were pretty spooked, and it was tricky to climb up on this roof, and we kind of had to hype ourselves up to jump off of it and get the hell out of there. So yeah, we did that, and I think I was on a longboard, or we were on bikes or something, but we just basically just rode out right in front of the cops in the middle of the street like we weren't up to no good, and took our shenanigans elsewhere. So, not the greatest stealth story, but it's one of few that I have. I thought it'd be fun to share. While I'm sipping on this step 2, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Steve Wallis for inspiring me to do this. I've absolutely been addicted to his videos for the last month or so, watching them pretty well every day. And yeah, cheers, Steve. Friggin' cops just drove by, holy shit. But they did not slow one bit, so we're in the clear. I'm planning on making this stealth camping a little series. I've been brainstorming some spots. I got a couple more maybe up my sleeve, but this was a great first one to try. This is probably the best one I'm gonna find in the city here. There's a lot of trees. This one, so the one side, I really only have one side to worry about, and that's the walking path and the road. But on the other side is a golf course that I haven't really seen anyone at. But anyways, it's a huge hill, so you can't see the road or vehicles or houses or anything on that side, and there's a creek right before the hill, which is nice. So yeah, this was a great first spot to try. Fairly easy. Anywho, thankfully I didn't have to invest too much in this series. I have a fair bit of camping gear, but the sleeping bag was way too big, so I scouted Facebook Marketplace and I picked up one that fits in my little backpack. It was $15. It's rated for 7 degrees, so we're going to be testing that tonight. I also on Facebook Marketplace found a nice camping cookware set that's light and compact. I got that and a little backpacking stove, which just kind of folds out like a tripod. I got both of those for $50, I think, which was pretty awesome. That's like half the price they would be new, and they are in great condition. The camo cloth thing was $35. The isobutane that I got for my stove was $15. It's a good stealth camping kit for the time being. I really wanted some sort of sleeping mat, and I almost got one, but I didn't have the funds at the time, so someone else got it, unfortunately. So we're just gonna be sleeping on the ground tonight with my sleeping bag. We'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, I also got a nice little folding stool that's camouflage and has a couple pockets. That was an awesome find. I got it on discount at Canadian Tire for $20. But I did not bring it with me today because it was just a little too much gear, not stealthy. And, you know, I didn't really need it. The ground is comfy enough. So I could have brought an easy snack for tonight, but it's a lot more entertaining if I actually cook something. That's something I love about Steve's videos, is you never know what he's gonna whip up. So I have had supper today already, so I'm just gonna cook up a little snack for myself, and I'll be making an oyster mushroom steak. I'm pretty excited for that. So I'll show you my little kitchen setup here. I got a beautiful cluster of oyster mushrooms. Last minute decided to get some chips. Okay, I also got some coconut oil, got my butane there. This is an awesome little stove that I got. I was actually going to use a little fondue burner, but I am very grateful I'm not doing that tonight. It's a little windy, and you know, there's not as much temperature control or reliability, and not as compact, so this was a huge win getting that. I got my plate and a fork and some steak seasoning to make these mushrooms a little magical. Not actually. There's my skillet and my spatula. And I'm at least halfway through my step 2, so it's just about time to whip this up.